You don't need to buy something new to feel like you're living that romanticized version of your life. Hello, welcome. In this video, we're gonna go through 15 ways to romanticize your life that cost nothing. This is going to be using things that you already have or things that are completely free. You don't need anything new. You can use what you have and still have peak main character energy. The first thing is to define the vibe. For me, the things that make me feel like I'm living in a film, that make me feel like I'm really romanticizing my life, are time outside, setting the right soundtrack, so maybe making a playlist or having a specific album or a specific artist to define the mood. So lately I've been listening to Taylor Swift and Arctic Monkeys. They both evoke different feelings and they're both great to romanticize your life. In the vein of sitting outside, get a book from the library and sit outside. Where I live, the library is really nearby to a green space, so it's very easy to just pop into the library and then go and sit on the grass. Escaping into a book, living in a different character, and seeing the mundane details of this character's life become interesting. I read a few weeks ago Inkheart. Just seeing the life of that character reminds me that there are small things in my life to be grateful for and to romanticize. The book reading element is great to romanticize your life, but also sitting outside, hearing the bird song, hearing the chatter of people as they walk by. It's summer and sunny where I live. It just feels lovely to be outside and be absorbed in a book. Find pens, pencils, paints that you already have or that someone in your house has, because there will be something that you can draw with or paint with. Put on some nice music, put on the radio, put on in the background your favorite show, and just get absorbed in creating something. You do not have to be good at drawing or painting. The point is you're doing this for you. This doesn't have to be like, oh, but I'm embarrassed because it won't be very good. Like, just get in touch with your creative side. It's a really validating experience, which I've talked about in one of my self-validation videos, which I will link for you. But aside from that, it's a way to romanticize your life because you'll have the nice soundtrack going. You have your favorite show in the background and you're creating something. You're starting with a blank page and you're making something from nothing there. That's so exciting, and that really helps me to remember that I am the main character, and it helps me romanticize my life. Another really easy way and free way to romanticize your life is to use your phone, or if you already have a camera, but I'm assuming if you're watching this you might have a phone because I can see from my analytics that a lot of people watch my videos on their phones. Now go out and take photos or videos. Again, bringing in some kind of musical element here. I recently have been taking videos with a particular song, and it is a really like melancholic, reflective song, and it just adds something to the video when I'm like filming the sky, for instance, with this particular song in the background. It really affects me and it connects me to something and enables me to romanticize something as simple as just looking out the window and seeing how the clouds go kind of silvery, how the quality of the light, I mean, it's very bright now because it changes more to blue in the evening. Romanticizing your life for me is about noticing these small things and celebrating them in some way. So if you are then going to pick up your phone and be like, I'm going to film the wind going through the trees. It's a small detail. I mean, I can see the trees moving outside right now. It's something very small, but if you focus on that and try and celebrate that, you romanticize that whole thing and then add music to it. If you want to take this a step further, instead of just filming like, oh, this beautiful flower you see on your walk, or the skyline if you live in a city, that's like perfect for this. You can take these small videos, but if you want to take it up a step, you can then make a montage of it, like make a summer montage. Every day this month, or every day this week, or every day, start from now. Like, you don't have to wait for a new month. So from now, every day I'm going to take a video, a 5-second video of something interesting in my day, and then at the end of the month, or at the end of this 30 days, I will have something that I can put into a montage, and it will be like a montage of this month. That is a really small thing you can do to romanticize your experiences and your everyday life. If you have iMovie, I don't have this, so I do have an editor that I pay for because I make my YouTube videos, but if you have a Mac, iMovie is free, so you can then make a collage and that will cost you nothing. We mentioned sitting outside in a green space and reading a book. I think just going outside in general helps me romanticize my life and remind me that I'm the main character, because there is something really calming about just being in nature. I can get really caught up in my head in the way that I'm feeling. I'm doing a daily video challenge, so I am spending a lot of time in front of my computer, and so there's something really nice about just stepping outside and all of that other stuff, the digital world, all of the emotions and all of the thoughts going around in my head. All of that just falls away when I step outside, when I go for a walk and look at the trees, or I go for a walk by a lake or by the canal, by the river, wherever you live. Maybe you live by the sea. Oh my gosh, lucky you. Go for a walk along the beach, even if it's something that's very normal to you and it's every day. Really try and take in that experience, romanticize your experience, notice these little things. Going outside, I think, is a great way to do this, and it's free. That is something that literally costs nothing. Another cool thing to romanticize your life, using food that you already have, maybe have a picnic. As I said, it's summer here and it's sunny, so it's picnic weather. And there is something really nice about packing for a picnic. Sitting outside, we keep coming back to outside. I think it's such an important element because it gets you outside of yourself. But sitting outside having a picnic either with your friends, or just take like your dog for a picnic, or just go on like a solo date on this picnic and maybe take your book, and then you can sit outside and have your picnic sitting in the green space. Like, you can combine all of these things and they're all going to help you romanticize your everyday life. Talking more about the small things, I think having a clean space is really something you can do to help remember that you're the main character, to treat yourself and your space with respect. Keep your room tidy, maybe put a 10-minute timer on. Gretchen Rubin talks about this in, I think, her book The Happiness Project. If not, it will be Happier at Home. She talks about doing a 10-minute tidy every evening where she puts things away, because little things, they just kind of accumulate everywhere, and before you know it, you're like, oh my gosh, this place is a tip. Tidy your space. Make your bed. That will take like 2 minutes maximum. Having this put together space will help remind you that you are worth looking after, you are the main character, and it will help romanticize your life, because then you can maybe take nice photos or nice collages of your room and of your space and be like, look, I've decorated this so nicely, I'm so pleased with it. On this subject of your room or your space, if you are someone like me who has collected quite a few different magazines over the years, if it's music magazines or fashion magazines, you can make yourself a collage to put up somewhere in your room, and that is a really fun activity, number one, just to again put on some nice music, put on your favourite TV show, an audiobook, and cut pictures out and create a collage, like a physical collage that then you can put maybe on the inside of your wardrobe door. If you're lucky enough to be able to stick things on your wall, then you can stick it up on your wall. It's such a nice activity to try and express yourself creatively, curate like a really nice space for yourself, and romanticize your life. Cook something really wholesome using whatever you have in your fridge. Yes, I love flicking through my fancy recipe books and picking out some obscure recipe that I've never tried before and that has several ingredients that maybe I've not even heard of before and that I certainly don't have in the cupboard. That's fun, but that is gonna cost money because it's buying things that you don't have. So use whatever you have in the fridge and cook something really wholesome. Pick the soundtrack or the vibe you want to cultivate. Do you want to go like Arctic Monkeys, or do you want to go like more flowy Lana Del Rey? Or just in silence and just kind of enjoy the whole experience of chopping up your vegetables or chopping up your meat, listening to the sizzling of the pan, smelling the garlic cooking or the onion cooking. They smell so good. Romanticizing your life is about noticing the little things. Notice these things as you're cooking and preparing yourself a really wholesome meal. Another thing is to pick something out of your wardrobe or your sister's wardrobe, mum's wardrobe, roommate's wardrobe, whoever you live with and you have access to their wardrobe, obviously ask them first, but pick something out that's really flowy and beautiful, because there is something about, I mean, I love wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I mean, look at me, I'm wearing an oversized t-shirt, it's hot outside, I'm like, I can't deal, I'm wearing an oversized t-shirt. There is something really nice about putting on like a flowy maxi dress or long skirt, and it just feels really feminine, and I feel almost like I'm like Florence and the Machine. Maybe, I mean, it's summer, I can put on my sunglasses, I can put on a hat. Like, this is something that costs nothing. I'm just going through my wardrobe or someone else's wardrobe and putting together something that maybe I don't wear every day, but it's gonna make me feel like the main character. What is your outfit? What is your costume for this romanticized day that you wanna have? Writing is something that always makes me feel like I'm in a film. Writing longhand. Get a pen and a piece of paper and just write. Write whatever you want. Write in your journal. I love journaling. I've done a few videos on my channel about journaling. I will link one of them up here. Write in your journal, so write about you. Write about a story. Look out the window, describe what you see. Think of a story world that you really like. So I mentioned I read Inkheart recently. I could, if I was going to sit down and write, I could think, oh, let's continue on with this story. I mean, I know there are more books in the series, but I could be like, oh, I want to write Dustfinger's backstory, I want to write Mo's backstory, like I want to imagine this world and get really immersed in it. That is a completely free way to romanticize your life. You just need a pen and a piece of paper, or even do it on your phone. The next one is one that I don't do all that often because I am a night owl, but waking up early when the world is still quiet is a really surreal experience just because it doesn't happen that often. There's an element of otherworldliness, and I get this when I stay up really late as well, but there's something about the promise of a new day, right? And it's bright out and you're awake and you're here witnessing the early morning. That is a really easy and completely free way to romanticize your life. Pinterest, I find, is really inspiring. Going on my homepage on Pinterest, because I've used it before, so it knows like what kind of pictures I like to save to my board. So I just open it, I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. There's so many inspiring things there. So I just like to set a timer for 10 minutes and go on Pinterest. Again, soundtrack it if you want. Put some Lana Del Rey or some Alexandra Xavier on in the background and just get really inspired by all of the different images. I like nature images or outfit inspiration, home inspiration, inspiring quotes. It always gives me a little boost and reminds me to romanticize my life. Wearing jewellery is a really easy way to romanticize your life. I've currently not got a lot of jewellery on, but I have got a necklace on that I wear all the time. This does cost money unless the jewellery was a gift, but as we spoke about with wearing something different, you know, wearing something flowy, a nice flowy dress, that makes me feel like the main character. Jewellery, again, can help remind me that I am the main character and I can romanticize my life. Another tip is to go walk around a garden centre. There is something about these places which is just so peaceful. I think it might be also because they have quite a few fountains going. Go to like the back of the garden centre where it's still inside and there's all of these different plants. There'll be a fountain going and it's so peaceful. It smells really fresh because of all the plants. There'll be an outdoor bit you can wander around, and that again is completely free. Just wander around. Another way to romanticize your life, cloud watching. I did this one summer a lot in 2018, I think it was, and it was honestly kind of life-changing just for that summer. When you cloud watch, particularly if it's a cloudless day, so you're kind of struggling to find the clouds, you get to a point where you're looking at the sky and it almost feels like you're falling into the sky. It's a very strange experience. For me, I think a lot about big existential questions. The same way as looking at the stars I find really healing. But in the day, looking at the clouds, there's something about looking at that vastness that is really healing. But also, you can pick out shapes in the clouds and be like, that cloud looks like a dinosaur, or that cloud looks like a bear. Links to the collage one we talked about earlier in terms of like decorating your space, and also to Pinterest. Marry those two together. We now have make a digital vision board or some kind of summer mood board. If it's summer where you are, it's summer with me. I have made a digital summer vision board. I did a whole video about how you can make your own if you want to check that out as well, so I will leave that up there and you can make your own vision board. I've got mine as my lock screen on my laptop and I absolutely love it. It reminds me to romanticize my life and reminds me that I have so much to be grateful for and so much that I'm excited about and so much I want to achieve. If you use Pinterest to find your pictures for your vision board or your mood board, and then you use Canva to put them together, Canva is free and you'll be able to make a really nice collage that then you can save and use as your screensaver. Another very easy way to romanticize your life. I hope some of these tips have helped you. Please comment below your favorite one. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me work out what kind of content you want to see from me. And if you enjoyed the video, I will leave my video how to make a digital vision board on the screen because we just talked about that. I will also leave my video change your life by focusing on the little things because we did talk about how romanticizing the little things is the key to romanticizing your everyday life. God bless, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.